Now, Water and Sanitation Minister Pemmy Majodina is expected to spend the weekend in Knysna as the town battles a deepening water crisis. Dam levels are at critically low levels and only days of water provision left. Authorities are under pressure to act swiftly to avert day zero. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi joins us live for more. Nasiphi, a very good morning to you. So we do know that some of those dam levels are sitting as low as 15%. What are the alternatives that the people of Knysna are finding, and what hopes or possibilities are they hoping that this visit from the minister will bring in ensuring that they do have water supply?
Well, the immediate interventions that we've seen is the water tankers being brought into several communities. And one of those communities is where we currently are, where the water tank has arrived, currently filling up water for residents that already do not have water in their taps. We understand that some communities go about a day or two with taps running dry. And this is the immediate intervention that the municipality has put in place. As you mentioned, 15%, that is the current dam levels of water storage. And that's estimated to being about 10%. That's about 10 days of water consumption. And the immediate plans we heard from the mayor is that they are looking at revamping the boreholes in and around the municipality, but also looking at the decommissioned desalination plants and how feasible it is financially to have those desalination plants up and running again. Desalination plants is taking water out of the sea, as Knysna is a coastal town, and purifying that water for use in households. Another thing that the mayor had indicated yesterday is that they are working around the clock to ensure that they do not get to day zero, going as far as saying that it could create unwanted chaos. At this current juncture, water tankers are roaming around various communities, particularly those that do not have water at the moment. Many of the residents here are not really keen to speak to us, but we do understand that they woke up this morning without any water in their taps. And just yesterday, the mayor of the Knysna municipality saying that they are declaring a local disaster. The next step that they're going to take is going to the district municipality, that is the Garden Route district municipality, following the declaration of the disaster. So today what's going to happen is that the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Pemmy Majodina, not only visiting the embattled region of Knysna following the water crisis or disaster, they will also be visiting Sedgefield, which is a neighboring town that falls under the Knysna municipality, where she will be engaging with various stakeholders, including the community, regarding the crisis that is currently at hand. As you can see there, people are trickling in. This particular water tanker is moving from one spot to the other, where people come out. When it does arrive, it hoots to catch the attention of residents, and they come out with their various containers to get them filled up in order for them to have water for the next couple of days. Just yesterday, speaking to a resident, saying that she's also concerned about the fact that with the water tanker, some people or the elderly and even those living with disabilities are going to be unable to do what you're currently seeing now, people carrying 25 litres of water. So she is concerned about that, a number of challenges that faces this particular municipality. We will be able to hear from the Minister of Water Sanitation as the day progresses as to what National will be doing in terms of interventions in assisting this municipality in averting day zero.
And I mean, speaking about those interventions, Nasiphi, it's also quite important for government to be looking at long-term strategies in order for such situations not to persist. Because when we spoke to MEC Bradell earlier in the week, I mean, he spoke about a desalination plant that had been donated by National that's been sitting derelict for over 10 years. So certainly some interventions that have to be looked into for some long-term solutions for places such as Knysna.
Indeed. I mean, as sitting in council yesterday with the declaration of the local disaster by the Knysna council, some of the councillors in the opposition bench touching on the aspect of the fact that there has been mismanagement when it comes to upgrading or mismanagement of the system. I mean, one of the EFF councillors saying that there needs to be consequence management against those officials who have been put in place to ensure that this municipality does not find itself in the situation that it finds itself in, and that consequence management it's something that needs to happen, but also the DA highlighting an issue of the infrastructure challenges, saying that there's been a number of mitigating proposals that have been put on the table for council to implement, and they are saying that some of those interventions were not implemented in time last year. Now they find themselves in this particular crisis. They also touch on the fact that there is also a challenge of the infrastructure. We heard from the mayor on Thursday saying that this municipality, on an average, they see about 10 burst pipes a day. And he was highlighting that the infrastructure is buckling under pressure and that the infrastructure also needs to be upgraded. He was also touching on the aspect that it has been years of aging infrastructure, even decades of aging infrastructure that now needs to be looked in and upgraded. So compounding challenges facing this municipality, apart from the fact that the region itself has also not experienced rain in such a long period. Also speaking to Gift of the Givers there, Katlego, saying that the neighboring municipality, Bito municipality, has also indicated that possibly soon, they will also be requiring assistance from them when it comes to water tankers, as their dam capacity levels are also sitting at a very low level and declining. And they are saying that they could also be potentially facing a similar situation as the Knysna municipality. We do know that the Premier of the Western Cape, Alan Winde, will be visiting this town to give an update as to whether or not Cabinet has resolved to declare the Garden Route fires and the water crisis on the Garden Route as a disaster. But also, with that being said, it does seem that a number of municipalities on the Garden Route are also, facing the prospects of having dry taps.
That's Nasiphi bringing us the latest from Knysna as we await that visit by the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Pemmy Majodina.